Let me make sure this is working on YouTube, okay? Because, hi everybody, I'm sorry I'm late. I'm not late. I'm not late for my thing, maybe a couple minutes, but I mean, on later. I wasn't on at all today, but because I told you, friends that came in and they're still here when we're leaving. I can't stay on that late because we are leaving at 8 in the morning for breakfast. So, but I have a lot to talk about. So we'll be quality. All right. Let me find. I just want to make sure that we are live on YouTube because friends that came in and they're still here when we're leaving. I can't stay on that late because we are leaving. Okay, so we had a good time. We went out to dinner, and then we went to a concert. Then we came back, and then yada yada yada. All right. I'll talk to you more about that maybe tomorrow because I won't make it. I was almost falling asleep in the car on the way out. Okay. Hi, Kevin. Hi, Emmy. Hi, Margot. Hi. I can't really see very well. My contacts still haven't come in. Heart Made Wise. Okay. Well, I'm going to get right to the chapters. So first we're going to talk about Carly Gregg, and I'm going to tell you that probably tomorrow I'm going to segue into another case because I said there was something a little strange that I observed with the stepfather, and I don't, you can come for me, for that if you want to. I'm telling you what my gut feels. And I don't know why my thing is freezing like this. Hold on a minute. Something's wrong. I have to check my bit rate here. Something's wrong because we're freezing, and we shouldn't be freezing like this. Let me see what I can do here. But there's another case. Okay, something's wrong. Hold on a minute. I'm going to, hold on. I think wait a minute. Something's wacko with this. I don't know why it's doing this. Let me see what my studio says. But anyway, there's another case where a stepfather conspired to kill, it was a foster mother at the time, not the mother, but someone mentioned this to me tonight about this. And I didn't think it was that, but I just thought something was a little bit strange. There's some things. So I don't, I don't know. Something just is strange. It almost seems like to me that she either has something on him or not. And then during court today, the defense attorney, the female, I believe her name is Regina, something like that. I think it's Roberta. Said if she was going to lie about what happened, wouldn't she use a much better lie, like say my stepfather's been abusing me for years and my mother wouldn't listen and that's why I did what I did. That's what she said. And I thought the girl was going to jump through the seats and be like, oh my gosh, I should have used that. I don't know. I don't even know if I hope we're not constantly freezing. Yeah, I hope not. All right. So what happened? Okay. Let's talk about this. She got, so yesterday was like rebuttal witness, rebuttal witness, rebuttal witness, rebuttal witness. Today, closing arguments were like bing, bang, boom. You've got 18 minutes. You've got 18 minutes. And I'm sorry, I'm going to look, I want to see that judge on another case because I never saw a judge threaten jail more. He said today, if there is any outburst in the courtroom. Now, most judges say that. They say, we're going to read the verdict. If you feel you can't contain yourself, please, exit the courtroom. If you, are reacting, making an outburst, you'll be escorted out. He didn't say that. He said if there's any reaction, good or bad, you're in jail for a month. It's like 30 days in jail. He was screaming yesterday that if the lawyers didn't return his exhibits, they were going to jail. Everybody's going to jail. He seems like the kind of dad that's constantly making threats in the grocery store that he never is going to carry through on. All right, Johnny, you touch that again and I'm going to have to call the police. But he seems like a hothead. Like, you just look at him and he looks like he's ready to blow. I don't know. That would be scary. If I had that judge on my case, I would be scared. Okay, anyway. So, so they did everything very quickly today. The closing arguments, and then within a couple of hours, there was the verdict, guilty, and not by reason of insanity. And then they went to sentencing phase, and they came back with a question, what is life? And then they went out, they came back, they said life in prison for 2 counts, and 10 years to run concurrently. So that was it. She nodded. The defense did a little press conference outside, said they were disappointed. They really wanted her to get the mental help she needs. They talked a lot about now the reason she acts like this is she's on a very high dose of Abilify, which is a mood stabilizer, and she's on a very high dose of Celexa. And they said they're going to be making their appeal. They've got something to file in 10 days, and they'll have their appeal filed within 2 weeks, they said. So that was Carly Gregg in a nutshell, right? That's Carly Gregg in a nutshell. She's been kept in solitary confinement this whole time because of her age. Hello, video reel. And she will be continued to, because she can't be in a regular adult prison jail. So that's what they were saying. Okay, let's go on. We're going to go on to a man that pled guilty to stabbing his wife in Long Island. And I want to get this for you. Hold on. And I should have put Carly's picture up there when I was talking. But we'll know that we're talking about her. We'll just change it. Okay, so this is, I'm going to make sure because I'm going to try to get some chapters in here. I always say that. I hope I do, but you never know, right? Trying to get this chapter, and apparently P. Diddy is on suicide watch. Aren't they normally on suicide watch when they put anybody into a new jail? I think they always do. I don't know why they're acting like it's something new. And that was an unfortunate outfit that Carly Gregg wore to court today, because it did look like a turtle suit. And Linda came in and she goes, that looks like a turtle suit. Oh, no, she goes, oh, look, she's got her turtle suit on. And I said, Linda, that's not a turtle suit. That's her, it was a jumpsuit. So thank you. I think I hear a new membership or somebody celebrating their membership. Let me see. What do we have here? Welcome to being a deputy rambler. Nellie, hashtag cancer sucks. It sure does. Thank you for becoming a deputy rambler, and you must have been before because your badge is an older one. So welcome back, Nellie. Good to have you. All right, so let me go on this now, and I'll put this over here, and we'll talk about this guy. Because this is a really sad case. And what makes it so sad is not that he pled guilty to killing his wife. What makes it really sad, I mean, that's sad enough, but what makes it really sad is their son was involved, and their son was trying to stop this. And this is really an absolutely horrific case, okay? So this is the father. His name is Rysard Murawski, 44 years old. He pled guilty to second-degree murder on September 17th for attacking Violetta Murawski with a large serrated knife in the backyard of their Lindenhurst home in Suffolk County. That's Long Island, okay, guys, for those of you that don't know. Now, the couple's 15-year-old son, that's Luke's age. This is horrific, was at a friend's house, and he heard his mother crying for help, and he ran into the backyard to see his father stabbing his mother just before 8:30 p.m. This happened on January 3rd of 2024, okay? Father just pled guilty. He jumped on his father's back, and that allowed his mother to escape. She stumbled and made her way across the street before she collapsed, and her son was by her side. There was a trail of blood leading from where she was attacked to where she collapsed, and the poor 15-year-old son was calling 911, begging for help as he desperately tried to save his mother's life. She was rushed. She was 38 years old, his mother, 38. And she was rushed to Good Samaritan Hospital in West Islip, and she was pronounced dead. So this is the mother. Can you imagine? This is why, you think about that 15-year-old, how that 15-year-old is going to carry that. When, oh my gosh, it's horrendous. And this was, let me see. So the father left in his black GMC pickup truck, left as his heartbroken son is there calling 911, freaking out, right? Trying to save his mother. The father leaves, fleeing the scene. He leads officers on a chase of over 7 miles before he loses control and crashes into a building in Lindenhurst. And the brutal attack, it was recorded on the home's security system. The mother, Violetta, was remembered as an outgoing person who gave her best. She was a wonderful mother, sister, friend, and colleague who touched the lives of so many. She leaves behind her 2 sons, it says on a GoFundMe. She dedicated her life to raising her sons and giving them a brighter future. She was an outgoing person who gave her best. She was a truly amazing friend who always helped without expecting anything in return. Now, Suffolk County District Attorney Raymond Tierney blamed the murder on domestic violence, and he said, and I quote, "This is a tragic case of domestic violence that ended with a senseless death of Violetta Murawski and horrific trauma to their child." Yes, unbelievable. This defendant will now have to pay for his actions in prison. Domestic violence is never the answer. I urge anyone in an abusive relationship to reach out for help through our partner agencies linked below. In an emergency, always call 911. At the time of his arrest, Morawski was charged with 1 count of aggravated criminal contempt for stabbing his wife to death in violation of an order of protection that was issued against him by his wife just a week earlier. He's expected to be sentenced to 22 years to life in prison. His next court appearance is October 17th. If you know someone who's affected by any issues, call the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-SAFE. SAFE. Very sad story. Our prayers for the kids. And prayers for her. Okay. Next, we're going to talk about a freak accident in Italy. And now there is a, hold on a minute. All these ads with political stuff, right? Oh my gosh. Ads on everything. All right, let's go to the, before I do the freak accident in I'm going to do my Hitmen first, okay? So this is a case, and I think we've discussed this before, but there's some updates on it, and then we're going to Sergio Pino, okay? He was a Miami builder, allegedly hired hitmen to kill his wife. Okay, so here he is. I'll tell you what he did, okay? Get to where, so I have this after. Let me see. I think I put this. So they lived in Miami. He was Coral Gables actually. He was a successful builder, a millionaire builder, right? He had a socialite wife, and well, you know, when they want to get out of something, a lot of them think like, oh, I don't want to use divorce. I'll lose half my stuff. So maybe I'll just have my wife killed. That might be good. Let me do that. And so that's what he decided to do. So this is last July. Let me put the couple up here. Here's a picture of the couple. And I'll tell you the lengths that this guy went through. And I'll tell you, it didn't end well for him. He's no longer with us. And was it worth it? I don't know. You're not going to get away with murder in this day and age, but a lot of people don't understand this. They think that they're smarter than the average bear, and they're going to find a way to do a workaround. You're not going to do a workaround. There's too much technology, okay? There's too much. You understand it? Murder's not the answer. Okay, now I'm going to talk to you about what he did to her, but I also have researched what he did to prepare for, hold on, that I should have here. how she's moving on with her life despite what he did, right? And there's even more, because what I'm going to tell you about is his preparations, and that he had an insane delusion that invalidated his will. So we're going to talk about all of this, but let's talk about his wife first, Tatiana, because it's not just one time that he tried to end her life. It was multiple times. So they were in the Miami social scene. He was a real estate developer. His wife, Tatiana, they were known as these really generous philanthropists. I know I've talked about this case before. And they had like powerful politicians and, a lot of influence and a lot of very, very powerful friends, right? He was a networker, and she was known as a beauty and a really good mother. But they had a rough patch in their marriage in 2017. They had 2 children together. He was 12 years older than her. He was 67. She was 55. And he was having an affair with another woman. And Tatiana started to get sick. And she had this mystery illness, but it was kind of like epilepsy. And doctors were trying to find out what it was, trying to treat her, trying to diagnose her, but they were having trouble. And then she went to Johns Hopkins Hospital in Baltimore, and they found out that Tatiana was being poisoned with fentanyl that somebody was putting in her medication. Tatiana said, and I quote, "I thought I was going to die." That was in her deposition during the couple's divorce proceedings. When she was suspicious that her husband had given her tainted medicine, she filed for divorce in April of 2022. They had bitter negotiations in court. She said, "I want half of their $360 million worth," right? And Sergio said no. He wanted to pay her less than 10%. So things got even darker when he decided, I guess, that poisoning her medicine didn't work. So he hired people to kill his wife. On August 30th of 2023, a flatbed truck that allegedly was driven by a man that worked for Sergio rammed into Tatiana's car as she entered the driveway of the house that she moved into, and this was now in Pinecrest, Florida. 10 months, she survived that, okay? 10 months later, June 23rd of 2024, this is June now, this past June, she was confronted by a masked man carrying a gun. I think this is the one. I'm having such deja vu. I feel like I talked about this a year ago, and this other case I feel like I talked about last week, the one coming up. I don't know what's going on. Tatiana she's lucky. I don't know how she escaped harm. This reminds me of Mawini's wife with Photos Doulos when that man was coming up on her deck. How that woman escaped. Oh my gosh, I freak out when I think about it. But she's got a masked man with a gun, and she survives that too. So 2 other attempts on her life. Okay, now the FBI is like, wait a second. Okay, we're going to start looking into this. It looks like, maybe Sergio is hiring people to kill you, okay? So July 16th of this year, FBI agents are coming in with a warrant for Sergio's arrest, and they raid his mansion. This is in a gated community of Coco Plum. They're using stun grenades, but they discover that Sergio took his own life, okay? Took his own life with a gunshot. And the Pinecrest chief of police, Jason Cohen, says, look, I've been doing this 27 years in law enforcement, and I've never seen anything like it. It's like you would see out of a movie what happened. Tatiana and Sergio, who was born in Cuba, they were up-and-coming entrepreneurs, and he met her when he shopped at Tatiana's family's grocery store. Okay, this is how they met. This is how the two of these who built this multi-million-dollar business met. Listen to this one. Tatiana's family had a grocery store. He was here, came over here from Cuba, was born in Cuba, goes into the grocery store. She's a 17-year-old cashier. They meet, fall in love. Love story, right? Love story. That he builds this business with her, and they get married, and they settle in Coral Gables, and they have 2 daughters, Carolina and Alessandra. And then he already had 2 children from a previous marriage. So he goes on to, they had a very, very big wedding in 1992. And in 1995, he leaves his family's plumbing business to start this home building business, which grew into one of the largest Hispanic-owned home builders in the country. He did a lot of good, says his brother, of course, Carlos. But in 2017, when rumors spread that he was having an affair, Tatiana turned a blind eye to it. But then she realized she was being poisoned, right? Then she couldn't turn a blind eye to that. She decided that something's wrong. What's going on? I'm being poisoned. This is crazy. And then all of this happened, right? So she leaves, and he's still trying to kill her because he doesn't want to give her that much. Now, with Sergio's death, Tatiana is fighting with Sergio's family for control over the business, Century Home Builders, of which she claims she is the sole owner. On July 31st, the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of Florida announced that a superseding indictment was returned that charged a bunch of people that I believe were all hired by her husband and then there's multiple people for their respective involvement in the campaign to stalk and torment and attempt to kill Tatiana. They have all pled not guilty, of course. But now let's look at the provisions that he made before he took his own life, okay? So, as the federal agents closed in on him, the new court records are showing that he might have been getting his affairs in order, and he prepared to take his own life way beforehand. So, in depositions taken earlier this month, his girlfriend and one of his lawyers both said he had been behaving normally in the days before he took his own life on July 16th, when the FBI showed up to execute a search warrant and an arrest warrant in his Coco Plum home. But they, along with the brother Pino, who was also deposed, detailed actions that Sergio took that could be seen as preparations for the end of his life. These depositions indicate that the day before he took his life, he was drafting letters, he was setting aside money to pay bills, he was amending and signing statements of authority for multiple development projects, and he was changing the successor trustees for one of his trusts. When asked why she thought Sergio would have been making these changes to trust in other entities, his longtime girlfriend, Nancy Pastor, which I've heard that name, and business associate said, sounds like he wanted to make sure everything was in order. In the weeks before his death, he had reportedly denied the murder-for-hire allegations. In a note to his employees, he doubled down, maintaining his innocence. I love you all from wherever I am. I promise you that I never tried to hurt anyone. He also suggested that he did not plan to let himself be arrested. I am not going to lose my freedom. His brother said that Sergio had written him a letter saying that he loved him and that he was innocent. The letter also asked Carlos to take care of their father. Carlos is the president of the family business, Century Plumbing Wholesale. Tatiana's lawyer was asked during the deposition if Carlos Pino had read the letters his brother wrote for his daughters, his son-in-law, his employees, and he said he had not. The girlfriend testified that she also received a note as a declaration of innocence from Sergio's secretary. She said she didn't remember if the letter was dated. Let's see, because I think there's something on his... According to people familiar with Sergio, he created a guest list that included a few hundred family members, friends, and colleagues. This is for his funeral, okay? They have not released an autopsy report. He was cremated following an open casket viewing and wake. He created that guest list. He choreographed, the food, drinks, music, and atmosphere to reflect his heritage. The guests dined on croquetas, arroz con habichuelas. I don't know what that is. The tunes of Sergio's favorite Cuban-American singer, Willie Chirino, played in the background, but what struck the guests as odd was the open casket because he was wearing a baseball cap, a red shirt, and shorts. And he was on display both at the funeral home and at his brother's house. His will was signed in March. Tatiana, who has spent the past 2 years in the throes of a contentious divorce with her husband of 30 years, is now contesting the will, claiming that her husband's attempts to have her killed betrayed an unstable mental condition that should invalidate the document altogether. Sergio had numerous trusts at the time he signed his will. Tatiana was not a beneficiary of any of those. Let's see here. The brother, Carlos, testified about turmoil while Century Home Builders following his brother's death. When Sergio was alive, Tatiana owned 50% of the Home Builders group, and Carlos testified that she is now claiming she owns it in its entirety, something he vehemently rejects. Tatiana is now listed as president on the company website. The dispute between Carlos and Tatiana is part of a bigger conflict. The uncertainty over the distribution of marital assets began during the divorce. Sergio's 4 children will be taken into consideration as the estate is divided. So Tatiana accused her husband of orchestrating threats that began after she filed for divorce, including the hit and run and the multiple arsons at her sister's residence and a threatening letter. So there's lots of things this guy did. Okay, the guy with the gun in her driveway. Remember there was another person that somebody went with a gun in their driveway. Remember that? And I said, how didn't they get killed? I'm having deja vu like crazy. Let's see. We are planning to vigorously defend the case. Let me see. This is crazy. So now she's fighting this whole thing now. But, so she had all these attempts on her life, and now they're trying to cut her completely out. Isn't that crazy? But let me see what's going on in here, because I heard some kind of stuff. Video Reel, thank you. You gifted 5 memberships. Wonderful. That's so wonderful. Thank you so much. Sorry I didn't respond to that. I wanted to just finish that. Hold on a second. Let's see who's the new. Let me see who's our new members. Mama Wolf. Congratulations on your membership. Amy Celeste, yay! You got a new membership. Mom in the Shoe, you were gifted a membership by Video Reel. Hello, Debbie 2 Scooter. Who else got a membership here? UHP developer, hello there. Okay, my thing is spinning. I can't see my chat.
Leaving at 8 in the morning for.
Okay, hold on. I can't. I'm not even in live chat. I'm in top chat. Let me go that way and see if I can see anything. Okay. I'll check it on the master list. Thank you so much, though. Video Reel. Okay. Now let's go on to the other hitman. Because this other woman hired a hitman to kill the wife of somebody she met on Match.com, okay? Get this. Just trying to close some of my tabs, but I'm going to tell you about that other, probably tomorrow, I'm going to go into that other girl who killed her foster mother. I have my other hit woman here. Here she is. Okay, let me get her picture up. All right. Okay. All right, let's get her picture up. She looks kind of like, I don't know who it is. Some kind of ice skater, maybe? Melody Sasser. Melody Sasser. 48 years old. She looks like a sweetheart, right? She looks like a sweetheart, doesn't she? Not so fast. Not so fast. She searched the dark web. She went on that dark web. She hoped that she could find someone to murder the wife of someone she met on Match.com. She's from Tennessee. And she tried to hire a hitman to kill the then fiance of a hiking friend she met on an online dating website, Match.com. She met David Wallace on Match.com in 2020. That was during the pandemic, huh? When he lived in Knoxville. Sasser and Wallace were hiking friends. The two had gone on various hikes together. Now, it doesn't really tell us how romantically involved they were, but trouble started happening in 2022. Why? Because Wallace moved to Alabama. And guess what? He had been with a fiance at the time that she met him on. Now, here's a problem, right? I have to know right now why David Wallace, you're on Match.com, when you have a fiance and you have a hiking buddy now, is this Melody, right? And 2 years later, you're still with that fiance and you've now made her a wife and you're moving to Alabama. I want to know why you were on Match.com if you had a fiance. A little strange. Anyway, he's moving to Alabama, so I guess he must have still been hiking with our Melody here, and he said, hey, gets to go because I'm moving to Alabama with the wife. Melody says, now listen to this. Listen to this. She's honest. Listen to what she tells him when he tells her that. When he says that they've gotten engaged, and then he's moving with his wife. I hope you both fall off a cliff and die. That's what she told him. She then went over from Tennessee to Alabama, and she arrived at his home unannounced. Now, Wallace's wife told authorities that her vehicle had been keyed and that she had started to receive threatening phone calls. She was also, the Melody over here, the sweet woman over here, that she looks like a sweetheart, she was stalking them. She was monitoring their whereabouts through a fitness app on the Garmin watches. So I imagine that they both had their watches hooked up when he was with her, whatever, she got that information. He didn't realize it, and so she's stalking him using that fitness app. But then in January of 2023, she ramps it up a little bit, okay? She goes on to that dark web. And she went on a site that was known as the Online Killers Market. Online Killers Market. Wow. Why did she go there? She wanted to hire a hitman. Who'd she want to put the hit on? Well, her hiking buddy, David Wallace's. At the time, I guess she was still his fiance. It's kind of hard when they're between fiance and when they got married. She requested this hitman make it seem like a random or just an accidental hit. Okay? Or she said, plant some drugs. She doesn't want any long investigations. And what was she going to pay this person? $10,000 in cryptocurrency. Okay? So what she didn't know is that website is a scam. Oh boy, who are you going to call about that? I need customer service for the hitman that I hired on the scam site. She placed her original order on January 11th of 2023, and then she was saying, like, what the heck is the deal? She's sending a follow-up message to the site administrator in March. What is taking so long to have the woman killed? She said. And here's exactly I'm quoting her now. I have waited for 2 months and 11 days, and the job is not completed. Does it need to be assigned to someone else? Will it be done? What is the delay? That was March. In June, she was arrested, June of 2023, after a grand jury indicted her and charged her with using of interstate commerce facilities in the commission of a murder for hire. Oh my gosh. So here's from the grand jury on the Department of Justice website. Because this is not tabloid, okay, guys? This is a real case. I know it sounds tabloid, but it's not. Grand jury indicts a Knoxville woman previously arrested in the murder-for-hire plot. On June 7th of 2023, a federal grand jury in Knoxville returned a one-count indictment against Melody Sasser. Now they say she's 47 here. She gets younger. I don't know. 47 of Knoxville, for use of interstate commerce facilities in the commission of a murder for hire in violation of blah, blah, blah. Sasser was arrested Thursday, May 18th, 2023, pursuant to a criminal complaint. The case has been assigned. Okay. According to the documents filed with the court, it's alleged that from December 31st of 2022 through April of 2023, she contacted a dark web hosted site known as Online Killers Market for the purpose of hiring a hitman to kill an Alabama resident. In her communications with the site, she provided photographs and the location information of the victim. She paid nearly $10,000 in Bitcoin to the site administrators to purchase the services of a hitman. Okay. If convicted, she faces a maximum term of 10 years in prison, $250,000 fine. The indictment is the result of the investigation. Okay, so let's go over here because that's not the end of it, all right? During a search of her home, law enforcement uncovered a journal that listed out several other Hitman websites and a handwritten account of communication with the Online Killers Market, along with a stack of U.S. currency underneath a sticky note listing a Bitcoin address. The journal was a hidden rage that she kept secret for months, said federal prosecutor Anne Marie Svolto. Now, Melody's attorney said his client is remorseful about what she did. She's feeling bad. He said, and I quote, "She wants the victim to be able to move on with her life. Her actions were the result of a breakdown of massive proportion," says her attorney. And Melody she's going to serve her prison sentence, and she's going to serve 100 months in prison because on September 18th, a federal judge sentenced her to 100 months in prison, the equivalent of 8 years and 4 months. So the lawyer says after she serves her prison sentence, she faces 3 years on supervised release, and she must pay an agreed-upon amount of $5,389 in restitution to the victim. So, yeah, what did we learn? It didn't end well for either that tried to hire Hitman, right? Not for somebody that was a millionaire and not for someone that lives in Tennessee. Okay. So now we're going to go on to our next story. Let's see I think we're going to do the woman in Italy now. Yep. We can do two here. Yeah, let's do the woman in Italy. All right, so I'm going to put up there was a video of this, guys. Listen to me. There was a video of where she was hit by this statue and killed. This is right before. So the video shows the horrifying moment when a statue fell off of a building in Naples, Italy, and hits. She's 30 years old. Her name is Chiara Giaconis. And she was killed last Sunday, while walking to the airport. They were going to the airport. They were making their way to the airport right there. And a statue suddenly toppled over, and it strikes her directly on the head. It knocks her to the ground when it makes a large clanking sound. And she was a Prada manager. She managed several stores in France, Monaco, and one other one. I can't remember offhand right now. Hold on, I'm trying to get you the statue. Okay, there's part of the statue. Her boyfriend, Levivo Rosselló, who's 29, can be seen stopping in his tracks as he yells out her name. He kneels beside her body, crying out in Italian, to God in Italian. The video shows him panicking, rolling his girlfriend onto her back and screaming out in Italian for help. He looks anguished. He continues to cry and yell for help, eventually sticking his arm in the air, trying to get attention of people. At the end of the video clip, another man is seen placing his hand on his back while peering down at the lifeless body on the pavement. Now, she, the woman that was hit with the statue, was originally from the northern city of Padua, and she was working her dream job as the manager of the luxury fashion house Prada. She managed 15 stores in France, Monaco, Belgium region. She worked on new product launches and market research. Local authorities now are investigating the incident, and they have not ruled out manslaughter charges against those responsible for maintaining the statue. So, here's another picture of her. I'm just crazy, right? What a freak accident. All right, next up. Okay, we're going to talk about a Vermont family killed and someone very close to them arrested. Let me get their graphic up here, okay? Okay. So this was a blended family. And it was just months after these two have tied the knot, okay? So Brian Crossman Sr. and Erica Crossman, along with Erica's 13-year-old son, Colin Taft, were all found dead on Sunday, September 15th. Now, authorities in New York have arrested the 23-year-old son of the Vermont politician in connection with the fatal shootings of his father, his stepmother, and his stepbrother. Brian Crossman Sr., 46, his wife Erica, 41, and Erica's son, and Brian's stepson, Colin Taft, 13, were found dead in their Paulette, Vermont home in the early morning on September 15th. The Vermont State Police put that out earlier this week. On September 20th, the New York State Police arrested Brian Sr.'s son, Brian Crossman Jr., after VSP obtained an arrest warrant for 3 counts of aggravated murder against him. The investigation began Sunday when the Vermont State Police received a call about a suspicious person before they located the 3 deceased family members at their home. Later in the day, the state troopers confirmed that these deaths were suspicious, and they positively identified the victims following autopsies from the Vermont Chief Medical Examiner's office. All 3 died of gunshot wounds. All 3 deaths ruled a homicide. Brian's cause of death was gunshot wounds to the head and torso. Erica was a gunshot wound to the head, and the 13-year-old Taft died of multiple gunshot wounds. Brian and Erica only got married this past June, okay? And people are trying very hard to make sense of the senseless. You're never going to make sense of this. They describe Brian as good and hardworking, a neighbor says, and it's very hard to comprehend. It just hasn't sunk in. We just visited the family 3 nights before their death. Now, the town's website has Brian Crossman serving a 1-year term as a liaison to Buildings and Development and a liaison to Town Highway Department. At the Paulette Town Hall meeting on Tuesday, members and attendees observed a moment of silence in his honor. And let's see. The Paulette Select Board chairperson said, and I quote, Brian Crossman was a friend and a neighbor, a hardworking community member who just this year stepped up to join the Paulette Select Board. This tragedy struck him and his family, and it has also hit our community hard, and we are shaken and grieving. Our hearts go out to everyone who's affected by this devastating loss. Now, the Vermont State Police say they were able to connect the son, Brian Crossman Jr., to the murders because there was significant evidence, digital information, statements, injuries, various interviews. He is currently being held in custody in Glens Falls, New York, and he's scheduled to appear in court Friday afternoon in Glens Falls, New York. So, yeah, very crazy, sad news. So let's see if we've covered everything. Let's check it out. We'll do the checks because we don't ever want to have clickbait. Carly Gregg, check. Investigation launched for wife killed by falling statue in Italy, check. Long Island man pleads guilty to stabbing wife in backyard, check. Relative arrested in case of Vermont politician, check. Woman hires hitman to kill man, yep, check. Socialite, check. I did well. Didn't I do great? Okay. I have to refresh my YouTube because I can't see. Hi, Murder of Crows.
Do I like the best about Superlife? I use other.
That's my ad playing on my video. Did you just get a membership from Video Reel? Oh, you got one last night or something the night before or something. Okay, I'm trying to see. Let me go into here and see all of our new members. I'm trying to get into the studio video reel. Thank you again. That's really very, very nice and generous of you. Oh, come on. So, while I'm waiting for that to open up, did anybody find out where Gypsy Rose went in that hotel room and why she was there? Anybody find out? Wow, I'm still waiting for my YouTube to open here. Here we go. Beautiful. It's still giving me November 24th. Isn't that crazy? Okay, yep, I like to gift. Yes, very nice. Elle is here. Elle is very involved in the election, and she's actually like working on the election. She's a volunteer, and she's been doing a lot of work. She was around not the auction before last auction, the auction before that. She was on panel, or she was in here. She was here right before the auction. I'll make sure to tell her, Ellery, you better get in here. She's still here, contrary to what anybody wants you to think. Elle is still with us, very much with us. Kevin, would you vouch for Elle that we see Elle, speak to Elle. Elle is very much here. Elle, if you're here and listening, would you say hello? She might be sleeping. We'll see more of her after the election. But she was around. Never worry. Hi, Debs. Debs is someone new that just bought in the last auction. We're having an auction tomorrow, Debs. Another one. Thank you for buying in the last auction. Let's see here. Who else did I miss? Murder of Crows, Video Reel, Kevin, W2 Scooter, ME, Margot, Sharon. I think I just saw Sharon. Some Video Reel was saying something to Sharon. Yeah, she's probably asleep by now. Let's see. Auctions are Wednesday and Saturday. Yeah, Debs. If there's any, Debs, what kind of stuff do you like? Tell us what kind of stuff you like, because if you tell us what you like, we could be on the lookout for you. Tell us what kind of stuff you like. What should I have for breakfast tomorrow? Should I have an omelet? I think I'll have an omelet tomorrow. Okay. Ethan's going apple picking with his girlfriend's family. You like vintage? Hold on a minute. Vintage. Vintage stuff. Okay, we like vintage stuff too around here. Should we do the word game before we go? A croissant. I don't know. I want some protein. Video Reel. I need some protein. You used to love mushroom omelets, but you can't eat them now. Why did you eat yourself right out of them? Like you just, I can't have any more? Too many? Can't believe it's the 21st of September. Oh my gosh, today's the first day of fall, isn't it? Oh no. Yeah, feeds. Whoever said that, murder of crows. Very good. What? Kevin, what is that? Feces? Is Kevin saying feces? Oh, come on, Kevin. That's gross. That better not be here. Gross, Kevin. I did tease. I know, gross, right, Debs? Kevin can be gross like that. Feces. Fetid. Let's see here. Yep, I have seed. I just have that. You might be behind Murder of Crows. Hi, Joanne Smith. You're late. We covered a lot, Joanne Smith. Where have you been? We've been missing you. You've been leaving us all alone. You shouldn't do that, Joanne. We need you to be here. We covered a lot of cases. A lot, Joanne. We're on our this is our goodbye game. Try to come on time, Joanne, so you can be with us. Seriously, Joanne. It's better when you're here. Isn't that nice? A channel that says, "Hey, Joanne." A lot of channels you go in, they won't even notice you. We notice. We're glad you're here. Now let's see. What do we do here? What do we got on Murder of Crows? Steed? Oh yeah, his trusty steed. That's good. We need one more. We already tried that, Deet. Deft. There we go. We got it. Oh, we got it. Oh, so I was trying to see who our new members were. That's what I was trying to get into the thing. And let's see who our new members are, okay? All of our new members. Let me get into the studio so we can welcome all the new members. And thank you, Video Reel. Okay. Okay, we have Mom in the Shoe, Mama Wolf, Thing One. She got a membership again. Thing One, I don't think you're supposed to be watching us. Nellie hashtag cancer sucks. She bought her membership. Amy Celeste was gifted a membership, and the ones I mentioned, the three I just mentioned, were gifted memberships. Amy Celeste was gifted a membership. Oh my gosh. Bitey Cat just got a membership, and I know they're not going to believe this, so I'm going to take a screenshot of this and show you the members here. Okay. Here is get it down to video reel there. Here's the new members. Let me show you. Up to where video reel got their membership. Let me put this on hang on. Because they're going to say this is not true. It's not true. It is not. People are here that are not. That are very naughty, naughty, naughty. Okay, let me share this. Here we go. Mom in the Shoe, Mama Wolf, Thing One, Nellie, hashtag Cancer Sucks. She bought hers. These were all by Video Reel. These are by Video Reel. Amy Celeste, Bitey Cat, Emmy, I believe Emmy bought her membership, and Stacy C was gifted a membership. And then Video Reel is under, let me see, you're under Stacy C, I think. Let me see. Yeah, Video Reel, you're under there. And then the Murder of Crows. Oh, because you did membership 2 days ago too. You gifted them. So Murder of Crows got a gifted membership. Here, There, and Everywhere got a gifted membership. Just Jen got a gifted membership. Native Libra, I think, got a gifted membership. Yeah. Joy Carter got a gifted one. All Signs got a gifted one. Boom Pow, yes. And I believe Eva Pole, Sweet Melody, Carol, Let It Be, Presley Family, Pet Nanny Nancy, Pink, Chihuahua, Tennessee, Ginger Busey, Aesop's Fable, Sonia G, Maureen Gunn, Pamela Monturi, I believe. We've got a bunch of other new members, but I think some of these joined on their own here. Oh, thank you. So I think, I don't know, I know Scooter bought some too. All right, well, thank you everybody. That was like very nice of everyone. And let me see here. Yeah, we've got a lot of new members, and then there's a bunch, because Video Reel gifted a lot of memberships in the last few nights, 2 days ago, and then I think it was Wednesday, and now Friday, and then we had other members join in between. But thank you. Great channel support. We appreciate it. In this video, we have 6 new members. So, yeah. 6 new members. Welcome, welcome. And Joanne is back. That's nice to see Joanne. Murder of Crows. I was just saying we haven't seen Murder of Crows. Linda Uribe. Where are you, Linda Uribe? Annie B. Annie B, are you around? Annie B, Annie B, Annie B, Annie B. Who else? Marianne Frontine. Mary Warren. Let's see. Lovely, right? All right, guys, I think I'm going to go call it a night and a half because I've got to be up in 4 hours. 4 hours because we got to leave the house at 8. And we're going to have lunch on a beautiful mountain. We are. Not lunch. We're having breakfast. Oh, my gosh, lunch. Not even brunch. We're having an early breakfast. Early breakfast. So everybody be good. Thank you for coming in. Love you guys. Thank you for the support. And hi, Debs. We'll see you tomorrow. Come to the sale, okay, Debs? All right, everybody. Good night. Love you guys. Be good. Behave. Yes, Emmy, I'll get the Zoom running. You know me. I'm always on it, Emmy.